Today we are making a Mexican stewed pork dish that highlights the beautiful flavors of dried Mexican chilies. It's called Asado de Puerco, and I already know you're gonna love it. First thing we're gonna do is make a garlic paste for our marinade that's gonna add huge flavor to our amazing dish. So I have about 10 cloves of garlic, and a pinch of salt, and a splash of water. And we're gonna go ahead and grind this into a paste, into my molcajete. All right, I got my garlic paste ready here. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside, and then we'll get the pork ready. All right, I got a pork shoulder ready here. My recipe on the site calls for 2 to 2.5 pounds. I have a little over 3 pounds here, which just goes to show this is a very adjustable recipe. You can use more, you can easily accommodate more. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this into bite-sized pieces. Oh, I should take off my ring. I don't wanna make a mess with my ring here. Sorry, Patty, we're not married. Patty is not amused. The size of the cuts that you do will affect the cooking time. If you want larger cuts, it'll just take a little bit longer. Or if you want smaller, tiny little bite-sized pieces, you can adjust your cooking time. It's really just your personal preference. You can trim off extra fat if you want to, but not all of it. There's lots of flavor in there. All right, I got the last of my pork shoulder cut up here and into a bowl. And we're gonna go ahead and rub it all down with our garlic paste. You could very easily use more garlic if you wanted to. All right, just gonna get it all rubbed in. All right, I got this all rubbed in. I'm gonna go ahead and cover it, and we're gonna marinate. And we're gonna refrigerate at least 4 hours. Now you can get away with a shorter marinade for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, but you'll definitely get more flavor with 4 hours. Even better overnight for extra flavor development. Most people skip this step, but I highly recommend it for building that extra flavor that we all love. Next, we are making our chili sauce, and this is where all the magic really happens. I'm using a collection of dried Mexican chilies, which are actually some of the best ingredients on the face of the planet. And really, it's part of the reason why Mexican cuisine is just so delicious and so addictive. Specifically, I'm using a number of Guajillo chilies, and I'm also adding some Ancho chilies and Pasilla chilies, along with some chile de árbol, which are a bit spicy, and we want to add a little spice factor for me, but you can dial that back if you want to. So the first step is you're going to wash and dry these chilies, and then we're going to go ahead and remove the stems and the seeds. You can usually pop off the stem, but I do find it easy to use a pair of kitchen scissors to just kind of cut into and do a slit. So you can very easily remove the seeds. The seeds are edible, but they tend to float around in your sauce, and you really don't want that. And they also can be pretty bitter. So we're trying to remove any extra bitterness, and we're working on texture. Seeds are everywhere, my friends. I can't help myself. Next, we're gonna toast these. You can see how many seeds there are. All right, so get yourself a pan, heat it up to medium heat, and we're gonna go ahead and lightly toast these peppers in the hot pan. And this is a dry toasting, no oil. There are other ways to toast it, but it's just a very easy way to do it. And we really only want about a minute or so per side, just to give a little bit of toasting to it. You don't want to burn them. Definitely don't burn, or they get real bitter and you have to throw them out. You don't have to do it, it is optional, but it does add a lot of flavor by loosening the oils from the chilies, and it really just develops that much more flavor, so I definitely recommend giving it a go. So get your lightly toasted peppers into a bowl, and we're gonna cover them with very hot water, and we're gonna go ahead and steep for about 20 minutes until they get nice and soft. All right, it's time to blend. I got all of my chilies softened up here, so into the blender they go. By the way, we are married again. Poor Patty. All right, along with some white onion and a few cloves of garlic. And of course, you can add as much gorgeous garlic as you like. And this is an ingredient that I love to add. You don't see it in every recipe, but it is pumpkin seeds, roasted pumpkin seeds. Roasted pumpkin seeds add a nice level of flavor, sort of a silkiness, and a bit of a thickening quality that I think you're gonna absolutely love, so I definitely would give it a try. So into the blender here. And I also have a teaspoon of Mexican oregano and a half teaspoon of freshly ground cumin, a couple of bay leaves, a little bit of salt to taste, And I'm gonna add about a cup or so of some chicken broth. You can add it all if you want, but I'm gonna add some later to the pot. And let's blend it up till smooth. All right, check it out, guys. Yes, look at this, beautiful, beautiful sauce. So instead of chicken broth, you could have used some of this soaking water if you wanted to. A lot of people like to use it. There are nutrients in there, but it tends to be bitter. So if you're worried about bitterness, I would skip it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set the sauce aside. But seriously, guys, this sauce alone is worth coming back for. It is incredibly delicious, and you can use it for so many different dishes. And it's very easy to make ahead as well. All right, guys, when you are ready to get cooking, bring your marinated pork to room temperature if you did the marinating step. And you want to get a good sized pot set up to a medium-high heat or even high heat so we can get a good sear. And I'm going to add some lard here, a couple tablespoons of lard. Oil is good too, often use oil. Gonna let that melt down. All right, we're gonna go ahead and sear the meat. Gonna do it in batches so we don't overcrowd the pan. Listen to that sizzle. So this browning step is actually really important for flavor development, Maillard reaction, especially if you're skipping the marinade part, which does add a lot of flavor. You're gonna get really, really great flavor with a really good sear. All right, got all my seared pork moved over to a bowl and gonna reduce the heat a bit here. So next I'm gonna go ahead and add another cup of my chicken broth here, and we'll deglaze the pan a bit and scrape up the brown bits from the bottom. There's a lot of flavor in those brown bits at the bottom. And we'll go ahead and add our amazing chili sauce. And you can strain this at this point or earlier if you wanted to for a much smoother sauce. You don't really need to with a really good blender if you don't want to, but sometimes without a good enough blender, you'll find little bits that float. And I have a 1/4 cup of orange juice. I've seen people throw orange rinds in there. That's pretty great. Just get it all mixed together here. I like the little pop of acidity and the extra flavor that the orange brings. It's just kind of a nice complement to this kind of a chili sauce. This is why I get excited for like chili pepper madness. It's chili pepper madness around here. This is exactly why I do this. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and add the pork back to the pot. Look at this, guys. Oh, yes. And we're gonna simmer for at least 20 minutes. If you cut them very small, you'll want maybe 20 to 30, 40 minutes to really cook them low and slow to the like tenderness that you really wanna have. If you want a little bit of a chew to it, which some people do love the texture, you'll want a slower cooking time. I often go an hour easy and maybe even a bit longer because I like mine to be like really tender, but the choice is yours. But I'm gonna come back in about 45 minutes and we'll see where we are. I should say simmer covered. Keep all the heat in there. All right, let's check it out, guys. Look at that, got an awesome simmer going. Yeah, look at that, look, looks amazing. I actually let this go closer to 2 hours because I had some nice big chunks, pork shoulder. Honestly, the meat will always tell you when it's done, so just simmer as long as you need until you get that pork to the tenderness that you prefer. So seriously, this is awesome on its own with tortillas. Maybe served with a side of rice and beans. Outstanding. This is like heaven right there. Dude, look at it. Time for a taste. Seriously, the pork is tender exactly the way we love it. Just right for me. That sauce is just big, bold flavor. Really easy to make and absolutely gonna love it. Nice little kick to it too. Chile de árbol. Asado de Puerco, my friends. I hope you love it as much as I do. And I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. And as always, you can find this recipe on our website with lots of tips and notes at chilipeppermadness.com. So, all right, I hope to see you in the kitchen next time. Mike from Chili Pepper Madness. Bye.